Hey, what's up, y'all? BBQ Dropout. So if you're wondering whether or not you should be spritzing or spraying your brisket while it's smoking, just know that you don't really have to, and the only reason you would really want to or consider it is if you think that you can maybe impart some further flavor from like the apple cider vinegar or maybe even like apple juice, depending on what you would consider spritzing it with. But in my experience, I don't really think that spritzing it too much is going to make a whole lot of difference. The only difference for briskets that I've done that moves the needle effectively in terms of the overall quality and texture and even flavor is two things. Number one, temperature, meaning how hot and fast or how low and slow you cook it. Number two, the internal temperature that the brisket is at. So the first one being how hot and fast or how low and slow you want to be cooking your brisket at, and then when you notice the internal temperature going up, then that'll give you an indication as to when it's done, and then you pull it for, obviously the best results possible, right? So I don't really think that spritzing or spraying a brisket really has any negligible effect or impact on the brisket itself. And I believe I've done this plenty of times where I've spritzed it plenty of times and the brisket has come out done, and then I've also spritzed it the same amount, different briskets the same amount, same temperature and everything, that have come out way overcooked or way undercooked, and that's simply because I didn't pay attention to the internal temperature that I pulled it at. So I just don't really think that spritzing or spraying is really even important at all, outside of maybe imparting some kind of like seasoning to the overall meat. But when you think about brisket, it's such a big piece of meat that requires a lot of seasoning, and I just don't see how one or two little spritzes or sprays here and there will necessarily cool down the brisket or make it come out any type of way, let alone flavor it to any significant degree. So if you're wondering spritzing your brisket and what it does, that's my take on it, and I wouldn't waste your time. I'd focus more on the overall cook, keeping consistent temperatures, and focus heavily on when you pull it and how long you let it rest. Those are the two main important things. Anyways, catch you all on the next one.